Hello and welcome to today's discussion. And today we are going to discuss about the important topic, very important discovery that was made in France, that there is a huge deposit of white hydrogen gas. So today we will discuss about this white hydrogen gas, and this is the world's largest deposit that has been discovered with respect to white hydrogen gas. So today we will discuss about what is white hydrogen gas, how it is important, how it will impact the geopolitics, how it will impact the energy security of any country, and how it is going to impact the geopolitics of the world, and in Indian perspective why we need to discuss about it and what would be the benefits of this for India. So this is going to be a very important discussion from the perspective of UPSC civil services exam as well as any of the other civil services exam. So watch the video till the end. It is going to be very beneficial for you, and if you have not subscribed the channel, then please go on to subscribe the channel and also press the bell icon so as to get notified whenever we upload new such informative videos. So let us start with the discussion. So the first thing is that the scientists have discovered recently this world's largest deposit of natural white hydrogen gas in France. This is the world's largest deposit, and this discovery has the potential of revolutionizing the global energy landscape. So this is such a huge deposit of this white hydrogen that it can revolutionize the energy security, the energy parlance, and the whole outlook or landscape of the world energy distribution, supply and consumption. So in all the perspectives it is going to be very important, and it will offer the carbon free alternative with respect to the fossil fuels. So it is an carbon free alternative, just as we know that whenever the hydrogen fuel is used, then the outcome or the product, that is only water, and there is no production of carbon dioxide. So it is a carbon free alternative to the fossil fuels. And what is the significance of this whole discovery? So geopolitically it is going to be very important, because the dominance of the crude oil producing countries, basically the OPEC countries as well as Russia and America, that will reduce considerably, and their dominance, their impact on the global economy, that will get reduced. Energy security will also get impacted due to this discovery. So basically what will happen, those countries which are dependent on the import of the fossil fuels from the oil producing countries, their energy security is going to be impacted considerably. Like they will be in position to diversify their source of energy or their energy needs. Like if we talk about India only, then last year India had imported around 87.7% of its total energy needs, that was met through the imports of the crude oil and the fossil fuels. That is why it becomes very important with respect to the energy security of any of the nation. Environmental sustainability will also get impacted because of this, because this is a carbon free alternative. So like the global temperature rise, climate change, the melting of the ice caps at the polar regions and the other glacial regions, glacial fields, so all this will also get impacted. Their situation will improve. The rate of the global temperature increase, that will get reduced. So all this will have a wider impact on the environmental sustainability and mitigating the climate change throughout the world. This is the importance of this discovery. So let us talk about hydrogen, white hydrogen. So what is it? First of all, the hydrogen is classified as per its production or source in different categories. So the first category is the gray hydrogen. Basically this gray hydrogen is produced using the fossil fuel and the natural gas itself, and thus although hydrogen is a green source of energy, but due to the use of this fossil fuel and the natural gas, it emits the carbon dioxide, and that is why it is called as gray hydrogen. Now the blue hydrogen. So this blue hydrogen is produced in a similar way like that of the gray hydrogen. However, the energy that is utilized for the production of this hydrogen is also same, and only difference is that whatever the carbon that is emitted from this process of production of this blue hydrogen is captured and then it is stored. Basically, that is not let off in the environment. So direct contribution of this carbon dioxide will not be into the atmosphere. Next is the green hydrogen. Green hydrogen, this is produced again in a same way but using the renewable energy. This is the major difference. Renewable energy sources like that of solar energy, wind energy, etc. is utilized for the production of this green hydrogen through the process of electrolysis, and that makes it environment friendly because there will be no production of carbon dioxide altogether. Whether it is captured, not captured, whatever it is, there is in fact there is no production of the carbon dioxide altogether, and that's why it becomes green hydrogen. Now the white hydrogen. White hydrogen is the naturally occurring hydrogen gas that is found underground in the geological formation. So these are the naturally occurring deposits of the hydrogen gas, and they are found in deep rock layers beneath the ancient mineral deposits, and that is why this is called as white hydrogen. Altogether there is no need of any kind of process for such production of such hydrogen. Only thing is that you have to mine it, you have to extract it from the layers that are beneath the surface in the rock formations. These hydrogens are stored or the deposits are found, right? And that is why it is called as white hydrogen. So now comes the geographical and geological context of this discovery. Geographical and geological context of this discovery. So first of all, location and geological features. Where it has been found, what are the geographical features in which it has been found, how it was formed. So all these kind of things is related to this topic. So it is located in France within the deep underground rock formations in France, and it holds millions of metric tons of naturally occurring rocks. So in these rock formations, millions of tons of this white hydrogen is available over there, and making it the largest known white hydrogen resource or reserve or deposit throughout the world. This is the largest known deposit till date. This is the recent discovery, and it is found in the iron rich rock formation. So basically those rock layers which are rich in iron, in those rock layers this hydrogen has been found, and these are produced, these were produced due to natural geochemical reactions, and through that this hydrogen was generated over the geological time scale. So in the geological past, the iron rocks reacted, and they reacted geochemically, and through that process this was produced. So what was the formation process? Formation process. So here it was formed through the process of serpentization. Process of serpentization. This was the process or the procedure through which it was produced, right? And here a process, it is a process where the water reacts with iron rich mineral rocks such as olivine, and they produce the hydrogen gas in these rocks. Serpentization is the process through which this gets produced, and they react, the water react with iron rich rocks such as olivine. Olivine is a mineral found in a considerable amount in the earth and its different layers. So this reaction occurs at very high temperature and very high pressure. So for this process, very high temperature and very high pressure is needed, which is found specifically deep within the earth's crust. Deep inside the earth crust, such kind of temperature and pressure will be there. And over time, this hydrogen gas, which gets produced through this process of serpentization, gets accumulated in the underground layers of the rocks and forms the reservoir of this hydrogen gas, white hydrogen. Now, what is the significance of this discovery? Why it is significant? So first of all, clean energy revolution will be there. It will usher in a clean energy revolution, because white hydrogen is a carbon free source of energy, and it will directly contribute to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So as we all know that the energy is produced through the chemical reaction of hydrogen with oxygen, and the product is energy and the water, and there is no production of any kind of greenhouse gas under this process, and due to that there will be no contribution of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, and white hydrogen is naturally occurring. So for the production of also this hydrogen, there is no need of any kind of energy or any kind of establishment of production units, right? And that is why it again becomes a very environment friendly source of energy. Only thing is that it can be extracted with the use of minimal energy input, and once the production or extraction of this white hydrogen will start, then again this input energy for the production or extraction of this white hydrogen will also be the same white hydrogen. So there will be no issue with that also, fine. And that is why it will become a more greener or more environment friendly source of energy. Next is economic and strategic benefits. What are the economic and strategic benefits with respect to this white hydrogen? So if successfully extracted, France could become a leader in hydrogen energy production. So basically there is problem or there are challenges with respect to the extraction of this white hydrogen, and once if France will develop the technology, will be successful in product extraction and production and marketing and the other things of this white hydrogen, then it will become a leader in the hydrogen energy production, and this will reduce the dependence of France on fossil fuels. So rather than being a net importer of the fossil fuels, France will actually become a exporter of energy in respect of hydrogen energy. And the global hydrogen market is estimated to reach around $200 billion by 2030. This is the estimate. And as we know, many of the giant companies in India are also investing in the production and marketing of this hydrogen gas. So this is again going to be very important with respect to that also, and it could significantly impact all this will the production and extraction and production and marketing and export of this white hydrogen will impact the global energy economy significantly also. So this is going to be very significant, and even it will keep France in a dominant position in the global energy market also, right? Now the European Union's green energy goal. So as we all know that France is also a member of European Union, EU. So EU has set a ambitious target to phase out fossil fuels, and the transition to the renewable and the low carbon energy sources is the target of EU. And in this respect, this white hydrogen discovery will be very important, because this discovery aligns with the EU's net zero carbon emission by 2050. This is the ambitious target which EU has set, and all the European Union nations, they will be favored first of all by France for the export of this white hydrogen. So it will help out EU nations to achieve their target of net zero carbon emission by 2050, and that hydrogen gas will be the primary source, white hydrogen will be the primary source of their energy needs, and this will position France as a key player in the Europe's clean energy strategy and clean energy market. So strategically France will become a very important member and a very dominant member with respect to the fulfillment of the energy needs of the whole European Union. Right now, what are the environmental and the climatic impacts of this discovery and how it will impact the environmental and the climatic parlance or the landscape? So the role in reduction of carbon footprints. So it will play a very important role in reduction of the carbon footprints, because white hydrogen can replace all the fossil fuels like coal, oil, natural gas, etc. And these are generally nowadays being utilized for power generation, industrial applications and the transports. All these are getting their energy from the fossil fuels like that of coal, petroleum and natural gas. And for that matter, this discovery and utilization of this green white carbon hydrogen will lead to significant reduction in the carbon dioxide emission throughout the world, and hydrogen powered fuel cells could help in decarbonization of various economies or even the world economy also, because here what will happen, the power generation can be done by this hydrogen, the energy generation, the source of energy for the transport and the communication system, for the industrial activities, all these, even the shipping lines, even the trains, like Germany have already developed a train that functions on the hydrogen fuel cells. So this will lead to, or this will help in decarbonization, and this will help in reduction in the dependence on the fossil fuels also. So here countries dependent on oil, gas imports that are like India. So as we know that around 87.7% of the energy requirements of India are met through the imports. So this could diversify the needs of India and the other countries which are dependent on the imports. So they will be in position to import hydrogen from different sources. First of all, right now France itself, because it has discovered the largest deposit of this white carbon hydrogen, and shifting to the hydrogen gas can also mitigate the geopolitical conflicts related to oil and gas resources. So time and again, as we see, like in the recent case, first of all, when the Ukraine-Russia war broke out, the first thing was done, that was the economic sanctions that were imposed on Russia and curtailment of the export of Russian oil and natural gas to the Western countries and various other countries. So this was an important thing. It was a strategic move by the West to threaten Russia and to force Russia to mend its ways and to pull out of Ukraine. But although they didn't help out Ukraine in this respect, and they were unsuccessful to make Russia bend in front of them. But due to the discovery of this white hydrogen, many of the countries will be in position to overlook the threat of this geopolitical conflicts that are based on oil and natural gas, or to force any of the country, or to like threaten any of the country that I will not export oil or natural gas to you. Like time and again sanctions are imposed on Iran also. So such kind of things may be sorted out, and specifically this will be in the regions like Middle East, as we discussed, and the Eastern Europe, So these are the regions where this oil politics goes on continuously. Now, ecological concerns and sustainability are there with respect to this white hydrogen, because although it is a source that is naturally occurring and large scale source, but extraction must be done carefully and it should be managed carefully. Why it should be done carefully? So as to prevent any ecosystem disruption. There should be no contamination of water, there should be no like that of any haphazard situation through which the ecosystem of the region can be destroyed. Risk include the groundwater contamination specifically, like we as see in the case of the extraction and mining of uranium. So in those regions where the uranium minings are being done, in those regions the water gets contaminated, and thousands of times higher radioactive material contamination or the radioactivity is found in the water of those regions where uranium mining goes on, which impacts health wise and various other sense the flora and the fauna as well as the human beings of the region. So this should also be considered. Geological instability should not occur due to this mining, and if improper drilling techniques are used, then these are the most plausible impacts that we will witness. So time and again it is being cautioned that if you are going to do the such kind of minings, then you should do it in a very scientific and environment friendly way, so as to not disrupt the ecological system altogether. Right now, what are the challenges in exploration and commercial viability of this white hydrogen? So anything does not come without challenges. Everything have its own complexities and challenges. So this is again a very new thing, very critical thing. So they are having more complicated challenges than any other thing, right? So the technical limitations are there. First of all, the extraction from the deep underground requires advanced drilling and storage technologies which are still under development. They have not matured. So the research and development work is being done for the drilling and storage of this white hydrogen. Maintaining hydrogen purity while extracting from the mixed underground gases will again be a very big challenge. It will create a technological hurdle. Technical hurdle will be there with respect to the maintenance of the purity of this hydrogen also. Next, economic viability should be studied. So cost of extraction and transportation is currently very high, and there is need to develop such technologies which will reduce the cost of extraction of this white hydrogen, and storage and transportation. All these are critical facilities, because as we know that hydrogen is a very inflammable substance. So hydrogen storage, distribution, refueling stations, all these will need significant investment also. So right now the infrastructure lies, as we witness in case of the EVs, there is dearth of technology with respect to the EVs, right? And because of this dearth of technology with respect to the EVs are not taking the or getting the pace in the market, acceptability in the market to that extent which was expected, right? And for that matter, right now the EV market has not got matured in India, although in case of two-wheelers to some extent it has achieved its acceptability, but for those daily commuters who have to travel to the smaller distances, same is the case with hydrogen also. So you will have to develop the infrastructure for its transportation, for its storage, for its distribution, for its refueling stations. All these will need significant investment. Altogether the whole infrastructure should be changed, and for that matter it is a challenge for the governments. Safety concerns are also there because hydrogen is highly flammable, and here ensuring the safe extraction, transportation, storage are the major challenges in front of the government or the companies with respect to hydrogen. Leakage could lead to explosion and the environmental hazard if not managed properly, because it is highly flammable. As soon as it comes in contact with the oxygen, it explodes, right? It burns violently, that is explosion, and because of that there will be various hazards. So what is India's take? How hydrogen economy and strategic considerations should be done by India? What is in where India stands in this regard? So National Hydrogen Mission 2021 was announced in 2021, and in this India aims to produce 5 million metric tons of hydrogen every year by 2030. So this is the target of India. India is right now installing the various units for the production of hydrogen. Right now the work is being done on the production of gray hydrogen, thereafter there may be shift towards the blue hydrogen, thereafter maybe shift towards the green hydrogen. However, the white hydrogen is a naturally occurring thing, so for that matter the exploration and the other things should be done, right? Next is India is focusing on green hydrogen, achieving the target through green hydrogen production. And if white hydrogen proves to be viable, if the technology for its extraction, maintaining its purity, storage, etc. is done, and if it proves viable source of energy for France and other countries, then India could also start for exploring for the domestic reserves of the white hydrogen. And India may collaborate with France if France develops the technology and supply chain for this. And here white hydrogen could be a game changer for India's renewable energy mix. As we all know that India has made the commitment that India will achieve net zero carbon emission by 2070. For that matter, India is targeting to develop the 50 gigawatt installed capacity of the renewable energy sources by 2030 and further enlarge it or expand it. In that respect, the solar energy is right now the primary source in this renewable energy mix. However, this white hydrogen, if it becomes viable, then it will prove to be a game changer for India's renewable energy mix, and this will reduce the dependence of India on coal and oil, and reducing the dependence on the oil is the most pressing need right now in front of India, right? Now, potential benefits. What would be the potential benefits for India? So, reducing crude oil imports and enhancing the energy security is the need of the hour for India, because India is one of the largest importer of the crude oil or the energy, right? And supporting Make in India initiative is also needed. For that matter also, the hydrogen powered industries should be installed, because if Make in India initiative will gain pace, then all the industries will run, all the industries will run on some kind of energy, and for that matter the energy demand will increase. And to make successful this Make in India initiative, India needs to have the viable source of renewable energy, because oil import will again increase the outflow of the forex reserve from India. And strengthening India's role in the global climate diplomacy through International Solar Alliance is again a important step, as well as India is also participating and cooperating and collaborating with the G20 countries to reduce the dependency on the fossil fuels and to increase its capacity, as well as helping out the other countries also with this International Solar Energy Alliance platform, as well as cooperating and collaborating with the G20 countries also. So this discovery marks a significant milestone in the transition towards the carbon-free energy future, and this will prove to be a game changer in the future energy mix in the global perspective at a global level, and it will influence the global energy market also. However, the potential benefits of the white hydrogen are there enormous, but the technological, economic and safety challenges must be addressed first before large scale commercial use of this green energy source or this white hydrogen, so as to ensure that there should be no change in the ecological balances or any hazardous situation due to the use of this source of energy, right? So here we finish off the discussion. Please comment your views, please put down your opinion in the description comment box itself. That is completely for you people. And here one more information is there, that the JPSC civil services exam will be notified soon, and here English medium books are available, a set of 9 books covering the complete syllabus that is available with us. If you want to order it, if you are preparing for JPSC civil service and you are not getting good source of information or for preparation material in English medium, then you can go on to contact on this. Do call us for the UPSC civil services books also. So this is a 19 book set, this is a 20 book set, and in this 50% discount is also being provided. And if you have liked the video, then please go on to press the like button also, and do share and subscribe the channel and get notified whenever we upload new such videos. Thank you very much and have a nice day.